Hello everyone. This is Mr. What If here bringing you a brand new little video on my YouTube channel. So since today is Easter Day, I decided to do an Easter special. And this is gonna be what if Deku had a bunny rabbit quirk. So yeah. And no, Deku won't be getting any ability of doodling out chocolate. No, that's not an ability. No. But yeah, this is gonna be basically like I said, Easter special. So yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so this video is gonna be like I mentioned earlier, what if Deku had a bunny rabbit quirk / Easter special. So this is gonna be part 1. So how I'm gonna do this is Deku, when he's born a little bit different. Deku is born with his quirk. So Deku, as he's born, they see that Deku has bunny rabbit ears and a bunny rabbit tail. And the doctors are shocked to see that Deku, as soon as birth, he has a type quirk. And the way I'm gonna say how this is, I'm gonna say that Deku is gonna be the child of Mirako. And if you all don't know who Mirako is, she is the number 5, well, I think number 4. No, yeah, I believe she's the number 5 strongest hero. Yeah, I believe, yeah. I have to do more research. But I have to do a little bit more research. But she is, I believe, is the 5th strongest hero, and she is the top ranking female hero and one of the younger heroes. And I'll say that she had a child during the beginning of her hero career. So this is going to be like young Mirako, because I'm not the exact sure age. So I'm going to say that Mirako had a child, and it was a Zuko. So Deku's name, well, Deku's dad is gonna stay the same. Deku's dad is gonna be Mirako. I'm gonna say that Deku's dad has a different quirk. I'm gonna say that quirk is. I'm gonna say that the quirk that Deku's dad had is going to be. Is gonna be somewhat of a. Let's see. How can I make this interesting? Mirako has a bunny rabbit quirk. Deku's dad is gonna have a. Let's see. Who would fit with a bunny rabbit quirk? So, Deku's mom, Mirako, bunny rabbit, and Deku's dad. Let's say that Deku's dad, his quirk is a. Let's say his quirk is somewhat of a energy quirk. Energy manipulation quirk. Yeah. So, Mirako has her bunny rabbit quirk, and Deku's dad has a energy manipulation quirk. And with this, the quirk that Deku's dad has, it's going to literally be like he's not going to be able to shoot energy beams and all that. No, nothing like that. It's more like an enhancement. So, but the thing is, with his energy manipulation, he's able to create energy barriers, like energy shields, and he'll be able to do burst of energy charge, like quick burst of energy to knock back opponents. But, yeah. And he can also, use the energy to enhance his strength and speed. But if you've seen Mirako, well, if you read the comic, no spoil, I'm not trying to spoil anything. But if you read the comic, you know how fast and powerful Mirako is. If you read the manga. you know how fast and strong Miracle is on her own without even pushing herself. So, yeah. Plus, having an energy manipulation quirk on top of that, yeah, he's gonna be stronger than her. So, Deku at a young age does get a Bandu. Since Deku at a young age, he's gonna have a way better handle on his quirk than basically all the other kids before him. I'm gonna say that Deku Deku goes to, let's see. Deku wouldn't go to the same school in canon. He would go to a private school, and the child he would be going with would be, let's see. So Deku would be going to school with going to the same school as Todoroki. Well, Todoroki did go to. I'm gonna say that Todoroki also went to a private school, and Deku went to the same one as him. So Todoroki's heard stuff about Deku's mom, and so have a few people heard about Deku's mom and how she's very independent. And Deku's dad is also somewhat of. Deku's dad isn't a hero. He's more of a. He is a hero, but he's like Sir Night Eye. He's his own. He's like Sir Night Eye. He has his own little thing going on. I'm gonna say that Deku's dad and Sir Night Eye actually work together occasionally when Night Eye was All Might's sidekick. Was occasionally, but they don't really talk like how Night Eye and All Might don't really talk. So yeah, but Deku's dad is off doing his own thing, being an undercover hero and all of that, going undercover and all that. So Deku's dad, he's doing his own thing, but he still stays in touch. So Mirako would be training Deku a lot, and she would be using Deku as her own sparring partner. But she does know that basically Deku's quirk is very, very powerful. And plus, how she realized that Deku also has energy manipulation like his dad is when one day when Deku was 4 years old and he was sparring with his mom a little bit, trying to get a better handle on his speed and strength, he accidentally did a quick burst of energy. And yeah, so Mirako took Deku to the doctors to see what was going on with his quirk, because when he was born, her and Deku's dad just thought that, oh, his name is gonna be Izuku. I'm not sure about his last name is gonna be different. I have to look up Mirako's last name, but Izuku's still gonna have the same name as Zuku, but it's not gonna be Midoriya. But yeah, Izuku, they do. She does a test. The female court doctor does a test on Izuku, and it seems like he has the same quirk as her, plus he has energy manipulation, but it seems to combine with each other. And then they name his quirk. And then they dub his quirk as Energizer Bunny. Now, I know the name is cheesy and corny and dumb, but it's the best thing I could think about, plus it's the best thing I could come up with energy manipulation plus the bunny rabbit you having a quirk that literally gives you bunny rabbit abilities. So Energizer Bunny. So that's what they label his quirk as, Energizer Bunny. So as Deku gets older, he trains and trains a lot with his mom, and especially to control the energy that flows through him. And Mirako realizes that even though when she spars and trains Deku, he seems to be a little bit faster and a little bit stronger. Each day goes by, he gets faster and a little bit stronger. And she realizes this, and then she is really commemorating and have high hopes for Izuku And Izuku knows that since his mom is very, she likes to do things independent, but she wouldn't mind helping out somebody, but she's more of independent. So Deku realizes that, and he starts to pick up that trait of being independent on his own. And Shoto realizes this, and as Deku's growing up with Shoto, training each other, sparring with each other. See, Shoto's and Deku's thing is after school, they would go to the top of the roof and have and fight each other to see who's stronger. Now, Deku would realize a big change in Shoto. Shoto would go from using his ice and sometimes his fire to just only his ice. And one day when Shoto came to school, Deku saw that Shoto had bandages wrapped around one side of his face, and he asked Shoto, "Is everything alright?" And since Shoto really respects Deku and really sees Deku not just as a rival, but as a really good friend, somewhat as a brother, he just tells Deku, "I'll just tell you what happened on the rooftop later after school." And then later that day after middle school, Shoto takes off the bandage and shows Deku the scar that he has. And then Deku tells him that we don't have to, fight today. We could just go home. And then Shoto says, "No, I'm going to prove I told my father that I'm going to become the number one hero with only using my ice, not his fire. And I'm going to prove to you that I can just beat you with ice." And then Izuku says, "If you're sure if that's the right thing you want to do." And then Shoto yelled at him and tells him to come at him. And Shoto would throw a, barrier of ice. Then Deku would quickly just speed out the way, quickly dash out the way, and run up towards Shoto, kicking him in the gut, sending him flying across the rooftop of the school. And this is when Izuku would run over to see if Shoto's okay, and Shoto's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then Izuku would make up, a crappy one-liner saying, "Well, you know how messing with a bunny rabbit like my mom, you keep going too deep down the rabbit hole, you might find something you don't like. I gotta get back to my mom. So we could talk later, Shoto." And then Shoto knows that what Deku says is kind of crappy and really much bullshit. And Shoto just complies, saying, "Fine, we can do this later." And then when Izuku gets home, his mom asks him how was his day, and then he sees that his mom has a few cuts, bruises, and burn marks, and looks injured, and then he runs over saying, "Are you okay, Mom?" And then she says, "Yeah." And then she asks him, "Are you ready to spar today?" And then Izuku would be like, "Mom, I'm not gonna spar with you in this condition." And this is when Miracle would get angry, saying, "What, you think I'm in this condition? I have no chance of keeping up with you?" And then Izuku was like, "No, Mom, I just don't want you to overwork yourself." And then Miracle would just start yelling at Deku, and then Deku would start yelling back at her, scolding her on what would happen if Izuku lost her. And this is when Miracle would get up and hug Izuku, saying that no matter what, you will never lose me, and don't ever say a damn thing like that again. And then Izuku would be like, "Okay." And this is when Izuku would get a call from Shoto saying, and then he would get a text message from Shoto. Then a text message read, "Sorry, Izuku, I can't train with you for the 10 months before the UA entry exam." And Izuku would text back why, and Shoto would be like, "Because I want to prove to you and my father and everyone else that I can just be the number one hero with only using half of my real power." And this is when Izuku would be like, "Fine, but don't let that get to your head. Remember, it's still your power. And then Shoto would text back saying, the ice side is my only power. And this is when Izuku would text back, okay. And Miracle would see the worried look on Izuku's face and say, come on, let's go spar. And Izuku and Miracle would go down to their basement and go spar, of course. Of course, Deku would have the upper. Deku, as Miracle and Izuku are sparring, Izuku thinks that he has an upper hand against his mom because his mom is injured. But at the end of the day, Miracle has more experience. Miracle is way more faster and way more stronger than Deku right now. And Miracle gives Izuku a good 8 to 9 hits, and then Izuku was knocked out for the count. After the 8 or 9 hits, it took Miracle. And then Miracle will go back upstairs, leaving a knockout Deku on the mat with a pillow and a blanket. And Izuku's 10 months of training would go completely different in canon. One, downstairs in his basement, he has basically his own freaking dojo. So he can do his, incredible training regimen. And plus his mom being a hero and a very powerful hero at that, yeah, Izuku's he's gonna gain a whole lot of experience. But I'm gonna say that during the 10 months of training, Izuku is gonna train more on his speed than his strength. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna say that Izuku is gonna train more on his speed than his strength. So yeah. So this is where Deku will look something like this. So sorry about that. Even though that was a few seconds for you guys, that was probably like 4 to 5 minutes for me. But yeah, so Zuko will look something like this. And since Deku is in canon more of a righty, he would normally use his right arm to, put up an energy barrier field trying to block or deflect some of his mom's attacks. So there would be a reason why his arm would be a little bit damaged, but nothing else really. And yeah, so Deku would look something like this by the end of the 10 months of training. He will look exactly something like this. And Izuku, and then at the end of the 10 months, it is the big day for the UA entry exam, and Izuku would of course arrive. He would tell his mom that he doesn't need a ride or anything. He's gonna run there and run back. And since it's a real freaking long ass distance from his house to the freaking city, Deku's gonna enjoy, he's gonna get a whole lot of a whole lot of leg up in this, literally. And Deku is running, he's like literally speeding down the whole entire freaking highway just to enter into the city. Well, he's not running on the highway with the cars, he's running on I'll say there's a highway, and then it's divides, and then on the side of the highway, there's when your parents or you're driving on the highway, you see all the grass and the trees and all of that. You see the grass on the ground and the trees as you're driving on the highway. Yeah, imagine driving on the highway, just normally driving on the highway, and you see a kid with bunny rabbit ears and a bunny rabbit tail just zoom on the grass near the highway. Just zoom. Just speed right past going zoom. So yeah, that's what's going on. And then Deku's finally reached the city and he's still booking it. Deku not gonna lie, does get stopped by cops a good 28 to 39 times because they figure that he's using his quirk to enhance his speed. But when they see that he has bunny rabbit ears and a bunny rabbit tail, and they see his face, they realize that he's the son of Miracle, I'm gonna say that Miracle's a little bit more, not brutal, a little bit more prideful because she has a child that she has to watch over, and she doesn't want her child to be more powerful than her because she's gonna, because Miracle is, an alpha female, so she would, keep Deku in check, but she'll be a little bit more scary to people. But people will still honor her and still respect her as a hero, but she would just be a little bit more scary. So yeah, Deku arrives to UA all winded and tired and everything, but he still has some energy to do this and get into UA. And he's not gonna let him being tired stop him from entering to the number one school he wants to get into. Now Miracle is a little bit upset that Izuku didn't choose the hero school that she went to when she was younger. Because if I remember correctly, it did mention that Miracle didn't even go to UA Academy, and she still became the top female high-ranking pro hero. So yeah, she's a little bit upset about that, but she realized that UA is a good hero school. But Izuku is Izuku, and he's gonna make his own choices. And Izuku walks in. Izuku doesn't trip or anything, but he does get stared at by a few people, seeing on how he literally came. So what Deku is wearing right now is a white tank top T-shirt with freaking with sweatpants, sneakers, and that's basically it. He's just wearing a tank top with sweatpants and sneakers. Well, more not really sweatpants, more like track sweatpants, like sweatpants for track and field, with white sneakers and a white tank top. So yeah. So as Deku gets in, so as Deku basically walks in, everything would not would some of it would say still canon about President Mike talking about the robots and all that. And for the writing portion, Deku gets. I'm not gonna say that Deku gets a high because Miracle's intelligence is high, but I'm gonna say that Deku he doesn't get first or anything. He doesn't get in the top 10, but he does get in the top because Miracle is a very good tacticianist. So I'm gonna say that Deku luckily, well, not luckily, well, at least get in the top 15 for passing the written portion. But now it is the physical part of the exam. And in the physical part of the exam, some of the girls are actually looking at Deku and they're talking about him whispering, and some of them are actually blushing and kind of, admiring Deku. And since Deku has rabbit ears, and of course, one of his abilities is with big rabbit ears, is he can hear from quite a far distance. So yeah. So Deku is using his bunny rabbit ears to hear like a group of girls talk about how cute he is and how muscular he is, because Deku's at the point that if he wears a tank top and he puts it over his body, you can see the muscles bulking from the tank top. So yeah. So he can hear the females talking about how cute he is, how muscular, how nice and fine he look and all that. And Deku has a face expression like he's so tired, but in his head, he's thinking like, yeah, 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 keep praising the God. You're praising the God right now. And then this is when everybody's waiting for This is when President Mike would. Soon as President Mike starts talking into the mic, this is when when the gates open and President Mike begins to talk on the mic, Deku just boosts, just dashes right out there. As soon as the gates open, Deku just dashes right out the gates before President Mike can even say anything. And some of the people are looking at like, what is he doing? He's cheating. And this is when President Mike would say, "In a real battle, there is no time or anyone telling you to go." And this is where everybody would take that go part and start running, including Ida and everybody else. And Ida is running, and Ida starts to catch up to Deku, and then Deku sees this, and then Ida would say, "You're pretty fast." And not bad for head thinking. You're pretty fast. And then Deku says, "Oh, this speed? This speed ain't nothing. Watch me." And this is when Deku would tap the ground, would rapidly tap his foot on the ground, and then Deku would just blast off, just zoom past. Listen, Deku. As soon as Deku burst off, when he run past robots, I'm gonna say that Deku's moving so fast that he run past his 4 robots, two 1-pointer robots, one 2-pointer robot, and one 3-pointer robot. Deku's moving so fast when he zoomed past those 4 robots, he shatters them robots get destroyed on impact. That's how freaking fast Deku is moving right now. So yeah. So Deku's moving that fast. Like just the sheer wind power destroyed those 4 robots easily. So yeah. And Ida is just in shock. Like Ida was like, even my brother can't even move. Even my brother hasn't even reached that speed level yet. That was it. Like Ida is shocked. Like mouth open, wide, eyes open, pupils shrink. He's just all right out impressed of Deku's speed. It's like crazy. And yeah, Deku is destroying robots with ease. Deku's kicking them, punching them. He's slamming them together, doing spin moves and kicks and all that. Deku is just going all out. He don't even care. Deku is just going for it. And as Deku's doing this, all he's thinking about in his head is, "I gotta surpass my mom. I gotta surpass my mom. I gotta surpass my mom. I gotta surpass my mom. Gotta be better than her. Gotta be stronger. Gotta be faster. Gotta be better. Gotta be stronger. Gotta be faster." That's all that's running through his head right now. And then Deku destroys the robots. And I'm gonna say that the 0-pointer robot would come out. And as the 0-pointer robot comes out, he hears a girl crying for help. And as he would run over to that girl, going to go help her. And as he's doing that, he sees that the 0-pointer robot is getting closer. And this is when Deku would use a full power double tap kick to knock back the rubble off of the girl, picking her up and quickly running her to safety. And this is where Deku would call out, "Blue-headed boy with glasses, come here." And this is when Ida would stop running, turn around, and this is when Deku would hand Uraraka off to Ida and told Ida to get her out of here. "I got this." And then Ida would be like, and then Ida would see the giant robot, and then he would see Deku tapping his foot onto the ground rather fast, creating somewhat of a crater. And then Ida looks back at Deku, and Deku just keep rapidly. You know how some rabbits, when they're calling for other rabbits or checking to see if there's any danger around, you see them like start stomping their foot repeatedly fast. Yeah, that's what Deku's doing, because Deku's getting, like annoyed, like, come on, boy, you see a giant robot and trying to take it out, come on, take the girl and run. And this is when Ida would just quickly turn around and just run off with Uraraka. And then this is when Deku would turn back around and just be like, "Okay." And then Deku slams his foot into the ground one last time, creating a nice sized crater. And then Deku just blasts off running towards the 0-pointer robot. Deku uses full force jumps onto one of the buildings, and as soon as he steps onto the building, he just blasts up, running upwards up the building, and then he gets on top of the roof, and then he just runs, and then he slams his foot one more time into the roof of the building, full power jumping up up into the sky, blasting up into the sky, right above the zero pointer robot, and then Deku starts to do a freaking wheel spin downwards, and then Deku would say, "Take this, full power axe kick," and then Deku would just do a full on perfect axe kick into the zero pointer robot's head, smashing down on it, causing the zero pointer robot to just stop right there. And this is when Deku would just use another full power kick, kicking the robot so it could end. Well, he wouldn't kick the robot. He would use full power force to bounce off the robot, causing the robot to slightly timber backwards onto the ground. And it's slowly timbering back onto the ground. And as Deku's falling, Deku does another wheel spin kick and slams it into the ground, creating a massive sized crater. And with this kick, he destroys with this powerful kick that he did to stop the impact, or to do something to stop himself from the impact. He ends up destroying 4 city blocks with just that full power kicking into the ground, creating a giant sized crater. He destroys 4 city blocks. And that would be the end of that. And then, of course, Recovery Girl would come see who's injured. And everybody is just in a maze, and all the girls are just drooling over Deku. And all the guys are, upset because the girls are drooling over him. And some of the guys are just impressed of Deku's power and mainly his speed. So, yeah. So, I'm going to wrap this video up right here. I hope you guys like, subscribe, comment down below in the section. How is your Easter going so far? Until next time, this is Mr. What If. Peace out, fams.